Hello everyone, my name is Atreya Jain and I have recently secured 98% in my class 12 board exams for the session 2025-26. My stream was humanities with core maths, and as you saw in my previous video that I gave certain general tips that all 12th graders should follow. From this video onwards, we'll start with specific subjects, with this first subject being economics. So I feel that economics personally used to be my favorite subject, and I went from scoring around 71 marks in my pre-boards to scoring 77 in my actual board exam. So I'll be telling you all the resources that I used throughout the year, plus what all you can follow according to me. And I feel that this is going to be a no-brainer video for all the people who have economics, and I hope that this can help you in some way or the other. So starting with the resources that I used for economics. So first of all was T.R. Jain and V.K. Ohari's textbook of macroeconomics. So I feel that this is one of the best books. You can follow other publications also, but I personally use T.R. Jain, and I use T.R. Jain for microeconomics in 11th also. So I personally have followed T.R. Jain throughout my 11th and 12th curriculum, and I really find T.R. Jain up to the mark, because first of all the theory is actually spectacular. It is very easy to read it, very easy to understand everything, plus the type of question practice that you get from this book. There are like innumerable amount of questions. If you like practice, I did not solve all the questions at the chapter end exercises, but I used to follow certain numericals, certain type of questions. I used to read them and I used to see which one do I find very difficult or which one the language I am not able to understand. Aise karke I used to see. I did not used to solve all of them because there are tons of questions at the end of the chapter, but if you're able to solve all of them, that's really good for you. So this is like a no-brainer book from my side. You can definitely refer to this. Either if you don't want to purchase it, you can always ask your seniors if they have it, or you can use other publications as well. But T.R. Jain I used throughout my curriculum for 11th and 12th. Considering I also have NCERT of macroeconomics. Now if you talk about NCERT, I would tell you to read NCERT once. Now this was the mistake that I made personally, that I did not go through NCERT of macroeconomics even once during my entire 12th ka session, pura session. I just depended on my macroeconomics ki T.R. Jain ki book, and from this book only I used to make specific notes in my register, which I'll if you want notes of class 12th macroeconomics, you all can tell me down in the comment section. I'll make a PDF and I'll try to provide it. So yeah, coming back, so I did not read NCERT of macroeconomics even once throughout my 12th, and now I remember that my board exam of like economics was on I think 17th or 18th of March, and one day before that I was like, am I supposed to read NCERT? Was I supposed to read NCERT? And then after that I asked one of my seniors, and she said that for if you're appearing for CUET, which I think majority of you would be, NCERTs you have to read, right? NCERT of macroeconomics is the basis for CUET. But for boards, even if you have not read NCERT, you will be good to go, because majority of the syllabus is not very much NCERT oriented. Okay, the theory is majority from either T.R. Jain or from any other publications that you might follow. Okay, so it's not, if you are, because I think most of you would be seeing this video in the starting of the session, I would recommend you to go through NCERT once after you have read the chapter, revised the chapter from any of the books. After that you should definitely go through NCERT once and read it line by line, because I think that would only help you even in CUET and even during boards. So what I did was personally that one day before board exam, of course I did not have the entire time to read this book. So what you can do is there is this YouTube channel, I don't remember the name of the YouTube channel, but I'll tag it somewhere here. You can visit her link. She teaches immaculate, like for real, like covering NCERT topics one day before the exam. Nobody can do better than her. This channel was recommended to me by my senior, and shout out to her. And apart from that, you can definitely visit this channel if you have any confusions while reading NCERT of macroeconomics. Otherwise you can also refer to Surbhi Gupta ma'am's channel. But if you have but if you're on shortage of time, which I think most of you won't be right now, you can visit this channel. Otherwise Surbhi Gupta ma'am's channel, or just reading your NCERT would suffice. But I would definitely recommend you to read your NCERTs once. Also another very important thing that I would like to mention macroeconomics mein, that I would advise all of you to make notes. Now I know that some of you may not be a very note type of person, but economics is something that I feel you should have everything in one place, especially for a subject like macroeconomics. Okay, so it is very important to have all your formulas, all your theory, all your graphs, all your numerical type of numericals that can possibly come in your exams in one particular register, or maybe how many registers you will make. So that I feel is very, very important. I'll also, if you want the notes link, you can comment down below. So that is another thing that I would recommend for macroeconomics. Now coming to the second subject, which is Indian economic development for our class 12 curriculum. Now of course this subject is something which is like, I feel that a lot of students find difficult, because again it's very theory based, it's very theory heavy. It's like sometimes students are saying that they are reading history, which I feel it's true, right? But it used to be again one of my favorite subjects, because I feel that Indian economy is very easy to score in. Now the irony of the situation is that I got 77 out of 80 in economics paper, and the three numbers that are deducted in Indian economic development and not macroeconomics. So yeah, that's the irony of the situation, that I'm saying that I used to like the subject, but then I lost 3 marks in this particular Indian economic development and not macroeconomics. That is the irony of the situation. But I still feel that with a little bit of more practice and with a little bit of more concentration during your actual board exam, you'll be able to score full in Indian economic development as well. Now, coming to the part, first of all, how do you have to study Indian economic development? And then I'll also tell you the mistake that I did in Indian economic development in my board exam paper. So first of all would be Indian economic development should be centered around NCERT. Like, for example, you should not refer to any other publication, be it TRJN, be it like some any other refresher, Arihant Oswal, whatever it is. You should not refer to anything before you have not read this NCERT textbook at least 4 to 5 times and it is not on your tips. You have till the time you have not highlighted every page, till the time your book is not in a bearable condition, you should not refer to any other refresher or anything else. Okay, this is coming from my personal experience. You can always make notes side by side if you want to. If you are like a person who cannot remember without notes, you can always do that, but try to please make sure that you are reading it very well. I had another book, this particular book, Indian Economic Development Ki Refresher. This is again from TRJN and VK Ohari publication, but to be honest, I did not refer to this much. I just used it for certain topics, like certain, to make my answer presentation skills better. For that purpose I used it, because it has certain comparison tables, those flow charts, those diagrams. So if you want to make your answer writing skills better, or if you want to improve them, you can invest in this book. But I feel that even if you don't, you can by looking at certain toppers answer sheets or certain your seniors answer sheets, you can always do that. Otherwise, I don't think so. This book is very much worth it. I did not personally use this a lot. I just used like 10-20% in my entire session, as I told you, for certain flow charts and differentiable tables. Like I used it for that human capital versus physical capital, I remember. So if you want, you can invest in this book, but even if you don't, it's perfectly fine. You can work with your NCERTs. Now coming to the point, where did I go wrong in IED? So first of all, I remember that all 3 marks that I have lost are in MCQs. So I have basically done 3 wrong MCQs of Indian economic development. Now how do I know this? Because I have got my answer sheets from CBSE. So I saw that in that, I assumed that only 2 IED MCQs would be wrong, but turns out 3 IED MCQs are wrong. So yeah, 2 of them were assertion reasons. So basically 2 assertion reasons, I think 3 assertion reasons. Yeah, I think 2 or 3 assertion reasons were there, and all of them were wrong. Can you imagine? So basically I'll tell you to please practice in like assertion reason, especially for Indian economic development, because they are very confusing, very confusing, especially between A and B, that whether it suits as the reason or not. I still don't get it. Okay, so I'll tell you to please solve as many assertion reason type questions as you can. For that, you do not need to buy or invest in any book particularly. You can always go to CBSE's CBSE's website, download previous year question papers, and solve assertion reason as many as you can from that particular website. That's all advice that I can give you. So that's basically it for this YouTube video. If you want notes, or if you want my pre-board answer sheet, or if you want any other advice, you can comment down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely make sure that I read them and revert back to you. Thank you.